everyone, for those of you who are new here, my name is Bujalski and this is my cancer journey. If you'd like to see more videos about my personal experience with cancer, as well as my tips and tricks that I have gathered along the way, feel free to explore the rest of the videos on my channel, hit the subscribe button and the like button if you like what you see, and follow me on Instagram at Bujalski. So in today's video, I wanted to give you all of my chemo bag necessities. If you're like me, when you got diagnosed with cancer, you didn't really even know what chemo was to begin with, let alone what you needed to bring when you went to the hospital. And if you're like me and you kind of are an overpacker and you always want to make sure that you don't forget anything, you're gonna bring things that you don't need. I certainly made that mistake. I remember when we were heading to my first chemotherapy session, Alex was with me as always, and as he is such a gentleman, he offered to carry my bag into the hospital, and he picked up my duffel bag and he looked at me and was like, what on earth do you have in here, and do you need all of this? Safe to say, I did not need all of it. Lucky for you, I'm here to spare you the trouble of having to lug a massive bag to the hospital every time you go for chemo, and today I'm gonna show you my chemo bag essentials. First things first, know what kind of chemo you're doing and how long you're gonna be in the hospital for. I was doing outpatient chemo, meaning that I was never actually hospitalized. I was in and out within the same day. However, there are other chemos where you do need to stay in the hospital for an extended period of time, meaning you are doing inpatient chemo. This obviously would require bringing more things. In this video, I'm going to show you what I brought for my outpatient chemo, meaning chemo if you're there for a few hours. So my first tip and essential is to have a designated chemo bag. This is just a bag that you pick that you're just gonna keep all your chemo stuff in, so that way you don't have to unpack to use it for other things and then repack it every time. So this is my trusty chemo bag. Yes, it is a duffel bag. This is my overpacking right here, but I also just love duffel bags, so it's easy to throw on your shoulder. You can throw anything in it that you need and just go. Also, I just noticed Adidas and Adidas. Can you tell I'm a fan of Adidas? I would also highly suggest packing your bag the night before chemo, because if you're packing in the morning, you're all frazzled and stressed out. Not to mention the fact that you're going to the hospital to get drugs injected into you, so you're already stressed out by that. So pack your bag the night before just to keep it safe. So next, the things that you need to bring are a health card or form of ID. So depending where you are, I'm sure all hospitals use some form of identification. For me in my province, it's called the health card. So you have to show it to the receptionist, you have to show it to your chemo nurse, and they're gonna ask you a million different times what your first and last name are, when's your birthday, and probably how do you spell your last name. And second is any medications that you need to bring. Third essential is a blanket. This is for many reasons. First of all, hospitals are cold. Yes, they do give you blankets at the hospital, but yeah, they're just not soft. No, just bring your own fuzzy blanket. This was my designated chemo blanket, so bring your own blanket. It's just a comfort and a piece of home. So going along with that theme of comfort, bring some fuzzy socks or some slippers with you to your treatment. You're going to want to take your shoes off and relax, especially if you're in a bed. It's like really awkward being in a bed and wearing your shoes. Anyways, so when you go to the bathroom, you don't always want to have to like put your shoes on to scurry around to the bathroom and come back. So if you wear like comfy socks or slippers, I even have shoes that are pretty much slippers that I wear outside anyways. Just anything that's comfortable and will keep you warm. And to add to that, make sure you dress comfy. Dress cozy, because if you're sitting there for hours or laying there for hours, you want to be comfortable. You don't want to be wearing tight clothes. But if you thought we were done talking about being comfortable and cozy, we're not. Make sure you bring a head wrap or some sort of a toque. Again, it gets cold and uncomfortable in those hospitals, and if you're an egghead or recently an egghead and you're still not used to the fact that you're an egghead, your head is gonna get super duper cold. I usually went in a ball cap and had a toque in my bag just in case I got cold. Sometimes even if you wear a wig, that'll keep you warm as well, but bring some headgear. Alrighty, I forget what number we're at, but number something is water. Water. Hydrate. I cannot stress the importance of hydrating. So I had a huge problem with nurses being able to find my veins. They would disappear after a while, because I understand if you're getting chemo injected into you, I wouldn't want to appear for chemo day either. But what my nurse said was make sure you drink lots of water before and the morning of and during your chemo for your veins to cooperate and make that an overall easy process for you, so you don't have to be like me and become a human pincushion sometimes. And then on building off of that, chemo will make your mouth taste absolutely disgusting. It will make your mouth probably taste like metal. So having water, if you add like lemon or ginger to that water or mint, it's going to help dilute that taste. Or I should say or, bring some gum Or like those, what are they called? Icebreakers. Icebreakers are really good because they have a sour taste to them, which will take away from the nasty metal taste that you have in your mouth. The next thing that you always want to have in your bag is some hand sanitizer and some hand lotion. Hospitals, breeding ground for germs. Chemo patients can't afford to get sick. So make sure you have hand sanitizer on deck and lotion because A, chemo dries out your skin, B, a lot of hand sanitizer, which if you are like me and became a germ freak during your chemo, hand sanitizer leads to dry hands, which leads to you need lotion. Next is some good old lip chap. Chemo, again, dries out your skin, which will make you have chapped lips. And I don't know if you're anything like me, but when my lips are chapped, I can't. My next tip is to have snacks with you. So my chemos were always first thing in the morning. I would always eat a huge breakfast, but halfway through chemo, I'd usually get hungry because that'd be around lunchtime. Pack your own snacks just so you have in case. I always like to bring protein bars because they're easy to eat, they're small, and they fill you up pretty quickly. Also, something that's odorless and carby. I found that numerous times my stomach would start to hurt and I'd feel really nauseous just from all the different drugs that are going in me. My go-to is always to have a bagel. Just a plain toasted bagel with butter would always help because, again, it was odorless, it didn't really taste like anything, but it would just help ease my stomach and calm me down a little bit. Okay, next is distractions. Whether that be a book, some magazines, a tablet, a laptop. I would always bring my laptop because you can watch Netflix on your laptop, you can watch YouTube, you can watch mags on YouTube. But yeah, so anything that's really just gonna distract you and keep your mind off of chemo. And then along with that, obviously bring some headphones or earbuds so you can listen quietly and not get yelled at by nurses like I have in the past. And last but not least, your cell phone. So, I mean, not like people go anywhere without their phones anyway, but again, you can use your phone to distract yourself on social media, watch Netflix. For me, I used it for social media, so I used it to document my stay at the hospital, to take some pictures. Also, phones act as great agendas, so if you're planning follow-up doctor appointments or your next chemo, you can easily put it in your phone so you don't forget because, yeah, sometimes you get told so much information and you're getting pumped with drugs and it's like things are going on left, right, and center. So put it in your phone or bring a planner or something like that to remember your appointments. And that is all of my chemo bag essentials. Surely you're gonna find some more things that you want that are personalized to you. However, these are just kind of like the basics that I would bring. Luckily, my chemo bag weight got significantly lower after a few rounds of chemo. I still kept the same bag, so I'm not gonna say the size got smaller, but the weight did get a lot lighter, thankfully. Alex did appreciate it when he had to carry my bag up and downstairs. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really hope you enjoy them. Thank you so much for all of your support. It really does mean a lot to me. But for now, know yourself, know your body, and until next time.